Occurred, the 17th of June 2008, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Osceola, IN, USA. Shape, oval. Duration, 2 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics, lights on object, aura or haze around object. Red-orange lighted oval with haze around it, moving slowly across treetops, then speeding up. No sound. I don't know really what to say, and I am a little bit hesitant to send anything. But I think this may be better than calling the police and asking if anybody else saw anything, and then people think I'm crazy. I live in northern Indiana, in a town between South Bend and Elkhart. Although it is close to town, we live in an area where there is not a lot of city light, or other things like that. The night sky is very clear and visible every evening, obviously unless it is cloudy, but anyways. My background is that I have a small computer business, married, have 2 little boys, a degree in computer science, and am an amateur pilot who flies a lot in a Cessna 172 that my father-in-law owns, so I'm not sure that I believe in UFOs or anything like that, but I know I have never seen anything like what I saw last night. I was outside watering flower pots at approximately 2200, so it was completely dark. There wasn't anyone outside but me, and it was completely quiet except for crickets and birds, etc. I happened to just be looking over at my neighbor's deck, which was in a southwest direction from where I was standing. I saw a reddish-orange oval float up over the top of the trees. We have many very large old trees in our area, so I am guessing the oval was between 75 to 100 feet off the ground because of the distance it looked to be above the treetops. It looked almost like there was a candle in the middle of it, but it did not flicker about 20 to 30 yards away. It hovered for a few seconds, then started moving slowly to the east. It didn't look to be that large, but I couldn't really tell about the size of it because I wasn't sure how close it was or its size because of the glowing kind of haze around it. The object moved very slowly but steadily for a little ways, and I thought it might be a balloon, but there was some variable light winds and it was not bouncing around at all, so I kind of dismissed that. It also seemed to be moving in too straight a direction to be a balloon, but I don't know. It was also strange, and it might be paranoia, but I was sure that when it passed over the thick area of trees behind my neighbor's home, that was only about 20 yards from where I was standing, that all of the noises of crickets and bugs and birds completely stopped. You can always hear the bugs and birds and other animals, day and night in our backyards because there are lots of trees and a large ravine behind our houses, so there are lots of animals, bugs, birds, etc. The object then seemed to pick up speed as it moved to the east, and I could see the light and shape very clearly for another minute or so at least. There was a full or mostly full moon in the background, so the object stood out even more. It then just disappeared from view completely after that, and that was the end of it. I'm kind of confused and not sure what it was, but maybe someone else saw something or knows what it was, but it wasn't anything I have ever seen before. Hopefully this report will help.
Occurred the 28th of February 2016, 1 hour 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Osceola, in, USA. Shape, rectangle. Duration, 30 minutes. No of observers. 1 at 12:30 a.m. I took my dog outside before we went to bed. While we were outside, I observed an orb flying low, zipping around like it was filming the area. When it noticed that it was being watched, it flew straight up to a large triangle-shaped craft. All of a sudden, a huge rectangle-shaped aircraft shot a beam of light at it. About that time, a large jet flew past low going into Elkhart Airport. The triangle-shaped craft dropped down lower so that the jet went past above it, and the rectangle-shaped craft moved to where it was above my house, just at the top of the trees. That's when I noticed that there was more than just one orb in my area. There was at least 3 more in different areas within a mile of my house, zipping around low in the sky like they were taking pictures or filming of things. I stayed outside watching them for about 30 minutes before going inside to go to bed. They were still out in the area when I went inside to go to bed at 1:15 a.m. The rectangle-shaped aircraft was something that I had never seen before around here. I see the colorful orbs every clear night zipping around this area like they are looking for something or just looking around.
Occurred, the 17th of February 2017, 23 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Osceola, N, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: 1 hour plus. No of observers. 2 characteristics: lights on object, changed color. We let the dogs out and there was something in the sky that caught my husband's attention to the east. It had red, green and white light that rotated, making it seem this was almost round. He watched it for 20 minutes as it did not move. It just hung in the same place. Looked like it was shaking a little. He got me and I watched it through binoculars. The lights were indeed rotating colors and very bright through the lens. It hung in the same place for at least 1.5 hours. I tried to charge up the recorder and laid down while it was charging. I did get it a little on cell phone but can barely see it, though you can see something. It was far away. When we got up, it was gone.
Occurred, the 16th of February 2022 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Walkerton, IN, USA. Shape: light. Duration: 5 minutes. No of observers. 1 characteristics: lights on object, aura or haze around object. Electrical or magnetic effects: it had 3 white lights almost like an upside-down triangle. In the center it had a red light which never blinked or flashed. Around 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my Viper car alarm went off by itself. I went to the window immediately thinking someone might be messing around with my car. I went up to ask my brother about if he had seen anything. He said no. So I went back downstairs and on my way back I looked out the window where I saw an object just hovering above a tree line. It sat there for a minute and turned off the 3 white lights, then I could only see 1 red light which looked to be about the center of the object. I asked my brother to get out of bed to come take a look at it, which was 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We both looked at it, then it moved to the right and turned on the 3 white lights again. Then it moved back and forth as if it were dangling from a string. Then it turned off its 3 white lights and started moving towards the east. I went out and got in my car and tried to follow it. But once I got to its location, it was nowhere to be seen.
Occurred, the 10th of August 2007, 22 hours 35 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Walkerton, IN, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: seconds. No of observers. 4 characteristics: left a trail, bright flashlights up entire night sky, with 2 orange streaks and white circle moving away from Earth. I was in my driveway talking to my dad and 2 younger brothers. They were inside my dad's pickup. A bright white light lit up the entire sky like lightning, but there were no clouds. I looked up and just to my left of the Big Dipper there were 2 bright orange streaks of light connected to a white circle with what appeared to be ripples, as best I can describe it. I reached for my camera phone to take a picture, but within a matter of seconds the 2 bright streaks disappeared, from nearest the ground to the circle. The circle disappeared when the streaks did. I've seen many meteors, and this was not a meteor. I've never seen anything like this before.
Occurred, the 4th of July 2012, 23 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Walkerton, IN, USA. Shape: unknown. Duration: 3 hours. No of observers. 5 characteristics: lights on object, changed color or struck at the numerous air traffic on the 4th of July. Some of them would start out with white lights and then turn to a red color, some were already red and then they would appear to disappear. There were too many to count. After about 50, my husband said that they may be jet fighters heading back from Chicago to Griffith after an air show. This started at 11 p.m. and I went in around 2 a.m. and they were still continuing to fly over. They have no sound. Very curious to find out if this was a hoax or just some sort of military exercise.
Occurred, the 4th of March 2012, 20 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: Walkerton, IN, USA. Shape: light. Duration: 1 hour. No of observers. 3 characteristics: lights on object. Whenever the objects were hit with the light from the flashlight, they got brighter. My little sister went to let the dogs out and my dad decided to play with his strong flashlight. He pointed it up into the sky at a random light. When he flashed it, the light got brighter. Once he stopped, the light got dimmer till it was barely noticeable. He did it again and the object got brighter again. Then we saw another light a small distance away and we shined the light at it. It did the same exact thing as the other. The only thing different we noticed was it fully dissipated and then 10 minutes later it came back.